We're going to play some movie-themed Dream Team. I'll give you the superlative and you tell me who best fits this description and why. Beginning with, who is the most likely to not realize that they're in a horror movie and go and investigate a strange noise?
Oh, Kiana. She's such a lovely, kind person. I see she believes in the good in everybody and everything. And so I think if she heard a noise, she'd be like, oh, who's here to visit me? Like, it's that sort of like, hello, friend. It, like that, very much that energy. So I just don't think she would even realize, oh, I might die in this moment.
Okay, I would believe that. Who is the most likely to sacrifice themselves for the rest of the group?
Oh, McCabe. I think McCabe. He's a giver. He's like an ultimate giver. So I see him being like, you guys go. I'm done. I'm done here. It's fine. It's absolutely him, I think.
I feel like I might know the answer to this next one. Who is the most likely to trip and fall while running from the killer?
I think it's Fred. I love Fred so much, but yeah, I feel that he's just kind of, he's like big golden retriever energy, just sort of existing and finding his way as he goes. And yeah, I don't know. That's definitely Fred.
How about who is the most likely to figure everything out and give the group a fighting chance?
Ooh. Can I give two?
Oh yeah,
is
go
that
for
okay
it.
or no? Okay, I think it's Ryan and Olivia. Olivia obviously is a horror movie buff, but so is Ryan. So they would understand a lot of the tropes, and also they're both just incredibly smart. And I think that they would be the ones that would actually be thinking about things and logical. And yeah, I think it's both of them. I would say if I can choose two, which I did, and I will.
This next one might be my favorite of the bunch because for whatever reason, my family talks about surviving disaster movies together often. And my sister always gives herself this description. Nobody else gives it to her. But who do you think would be the one to just give up right at the start? To basically say, like, F this, it's too scary, I'm leaving, and walk right into the slasher?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would like to think that we would all battle it out. I think it depends on you know what? In my head, it could be Benji. He's just got this like give a shit attitude where he might, depending on the day, he could be like, no, I'm not going down. Or he might be like, you know what? It's fine. Actually, let's just be done with this. So it's just like, it's a toss up. That's the only person though. I think I would like to think everyone battles it out.
Two more for you here now. Who is most likely to be the last one standing?
I think it's Julia or Daryl. I think Julia's a boss and smart as hell and stubborn. And I think Daryl is also extremely clever. And like, he'd probably just be like, you buddy, you want to kill me? Come on, man. Like, we're friends. We're pals. Like, he just, I don't know. He would like romance not like in a platonic way. He would romance the killer and the killer would be like, you know what? You're good. You're stylish and you're cool as hell. So I feel like I think either of them, different ways of doing it, but either way, I think they would probably be the one in my brain.
That's a pretty good slasher movie twist right there. You think it's going to be some big bloody showdown, but it's actually just Daryl sweet talking the slasher into not killing him.
It's a heart to heart. It's a heart to heart. Yeah, they're simply vibing. Just a killer and a guy vibing.
I'm into that. The last one is, who is the most likely to be the one that everyone thinks is dead, but then comes back at the end and contributes to helping save the day?
Oh, that's a good one. Drew. I think Drew. He I mean, I know that he fully got his head cut off in the movie, but like I think he really would. He would be like, I'm gonna play dead. I think that's a safe thing, and then I'll come out when it's safe. But yeah, he would then he would play dead and then put the whole team on his back.
I like that. I want to see Drew get even more credit than he
Drew
does.
deserves all the credit.
I feel like I've seen him just really pop and excel in smaller roles in a whole bunch of things recently. And I'm waiting for the day where the world realizes what he's really capable of. And he just gets to that next level because he deserves it.
I think we need it and we deserve it. The people deserve more Drew.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for a brand new episode of Collider Ladies Night. Clearly, I don't plan on ending my Fear Street coverage anytime soon because I am so thrilled to welcome Emily Rudd to the show. Hello, and huge congratulations on the Fear Street films.
Hi. Oh my God. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and to talk even more about Fear Street because I too cannot shut up about it.
IMDb tells me that you did a whole bunch of music videos when you were first starting out. And I am a very big Motion City soundtrack fan, so I am partial to that one. But
Yes!
When you were kicking off your career, was music videos something that you deliberately sought out, or was that kind of something you just fell into?
That was something that I actually happened to fall into. A music video was my first acting project out here in LA. And at the time, I was working 2 jobs. And I had to work the next day, and it was an overnight shoot. And I think I got paid like $100 maybe or something for 12 hours of work overnight. And I was almost not going to do it. And then my family was like, you literally went to LA to act. Just do it. You can sleep when you're dead. And so I did it. And from that, the director, Robo, really loved me, and he's used me for a bunch of other ones. The casting director for that used me for a bunch of other ones. And so it kind of became my thing. I just sort of fell into it for a good year where I was just doing music videos, and it was a fun way to keep doing what I loved and make money. And so that was, it ended up being a lot of fun. It wasn't anything I expected, but I really enjoyed it.
Jumping into Fear Street 1978 in particular now, while you're filming that movie, is there any scene in particular that felt the most satisfying on the spot where you could feel everything coming together perfectly? And even when you walked away from filming that particular moment, you were saying to yourself, like, yep, that worked. That felt right.
It's such a tough question. I always go back. It sounds so silly, but I go back to the scene where I cut off Nightwing's head with a shovel. When you think about in the caves where Cindy says, I don't think I could kill him. Of course, she already stabbed him and thought that she did, but it's totally different to literally cut someone's head off with a shovel than stabbing them. So that was sort of like the ultimate turn of her shedding her sort of contrived version of herself and settling into the real her. So to have that and walk away from that, I was like, cool. That felt good. That felt like, all right, Cindy, the real Cindy's here.
A very understandable answer there. To spin that around a little here, is there an example of a particular beat that you filmed that you didn't think you were quite getting, but you were able to nail it with the help of someone else, whether it was Leigh or one of your co-stars, where they kind of brought out something in you that you might not have been able to access solely on your own?
The first thing that comes to mind is the scene after Alice breaks her ankle, and I'm sort of unloading and being honest for the first time. And I forget how I was reading. I think I was reading it in a way that was a little bitter, not necessarily at other people, but towards myself and my own choices. And Leigh was able to bring out a softness at the end of that monologue when I talk about my sister, when I talk about sweet Tommy, and it made it less of like a I can't believe I've done this the entire time to I can't believe I've done this, but my heart aches for what I've maybe done to the people that I love, and or what they are to me and what I haven't acknowledged. And so I think that was because I wish I could show you like the end of that little monologue, how I originally did it, and then what Leigh gave me a note on. She just really wanted, she was like, feel, you mean it. You mean all of these things. You Sadie or Ziggy was right this whole time, and you know it. You're feeling it for the first time. You're feeling that you're allowing yourself to connect with that sisterly bond again. And Tommy was sweet. You genuinely love these people, so sink into that. And I think in this, they used that take after she gave me that note, and so I think that was, yeah, that was something where it was obviously a very tough scene because I'm just like sobbing and snotting all over the place, and you get kind of like settled in there because you're like, I am simply crying, I am simply just crying and crying and crying and doing take after take, and I'm gonna get through this. But to have her be there as a grounding force, I think was very helpful, and obviously made that little moment what it is.
Getting into the end of 78 now, I am wildly fascinated by special effects makeup. So, warning, I am going to get a little weird about the stabbiness of it all. I'm going back to something you had said before about Leigh maybe not directing the second film because it would have been such an exhausting marathon. During one of my conversations with her, she had mentioned to me that she was so tired by the end of it all. And of course, she shot 78 last, that by the time you got to that scene, she was just like, more blood, go bigger with it. So from your perspective, what were your expectations going into shooting that death scene, and how did it compare to how all of that actually went?
The thing is I didn't actually have any expectations. I just knew, I was like, I'm getting axed to death. It's probably going to be bad. But there was the scene that, or the shot that they actually used where the blood came out of my mouth. That was, they put the blood in, and then we thought we were going to go in 2 minutes. It ended up being probably 20 minutes. So I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of laying in the grass in the middle of this field in Atlanta, Georgia, the fake blood just sort of marinating in my mouth, and I'm just waiting. And when we finally go, it's built up because it mixes with your saliva, and it just whooshed like a fountain. And we was like, yeah, that's it. And so of course we used it. But that, I think, as far as bloodiness goes, it was that. And then also there were like, we really did just go, add more blood, keep, no, more blood, more blood. That was sort of like her tagline throughout the entire filming process. She was like, more dirt, more blood, more dirt, more blood. Do you know what they've gone through? More dirt, more blood. So yeah, I think it was like we started smaller, and then she kept going, "Mm, let's add some more. Just pour it on, just pour it on."
So, with everything you went through to make that particular scene look as good as it does, is there anything about the movie magic of pulling something off like that that made you think, I cannot believe that that's how it's done on set to make it look that way?
Yes. Um, so obviously, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because thinking about it now is very, very funny. I'm, getting axed, and they're filming me, and then you can see the axe going in now, obviously with SFX, but my body is like obviously kind of rocking because it's, that would happen if an axe was going in and being pulled out. And when we're filming it, it's Lloyd, the stunt guy, standing above me, pulling the punch with the axe. And then you have our AD Doug at my feet, and he is kicking the bottom of my shoe to make the body movement happen as the axe hits. So really, when you think about it, it's just me laying in the grass. You've got a dude over me with an axe, not quite hitting me, but close. And then you have our AD just kicking the bottom of my shoe, and he's like kicking away. It's thinking about that. Yeah, that's sort of like, wow, I can't believe that this is what it takes to make a death scene happen.
Emily, thank you so much for joining us for Collider Ladies Night. This was such a pleasure, and I feel like I'm saying thank you to you and to everybody right now that's involved in these movies. Thank you for the films, but also thank you for being just such utter delights to talk to, because I love doing this so much. And when someone who's part of the making of a movie that I love is also such a treat to talk to, I mean, it's the ultimate for me. So thank you. I'm saying it to you right now, but thank you to you and to the entire Fear Street team for just making me so incredibly happy covering these movies.
Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you can keep this going. You can keep on the Fear Street train.
You see, that's the thing. I'm very easily persuaded to continue covering something I love so much. So someone out there is going to ask for more, and guess what? I'm going to have to do it.
Yes. You're like, okay.
Thank you again for being here. And I cannot wait to see you in more things very soon.
Thank you so very much. Thank you again for having me. This was an absolute blast.